Hey guys, it's Ep5 and welcome back to episode 5 of my Juventus career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be finishing off the January transfer window and getting on with some games as well. We've got a quarter-final match to play here in the Coppa Nazionale, and that should be quite an interesting game. Hopefully get ourselves a good result to get into the semi-finals of that, followed by some league games as well. Big match against Napoli, and that'll probably all we have time for, to be honest, those two games and finishing off the January transfer window. Apologies that an episode didn't go out as expected yesterday. Hopefully doing a double upload if I can today, so this will be the second video of the day. If you haven't seen the first one, basically it's called Evolving Manchester City, a new type of career mode which I was interested in starting, so let me know your thoughts on that one as well. But before we get into things, if we could go ahead and hit 40 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'd be absolutely fantastic. I would really appreciate all your support. And yeah, this is what we're going to be getting on with to begin with. Going to sign a new striker. I asked your guys' opinions as to what sort of striker I should try and sign last episode. We put in some bids and that sort of thing. And basically, I mean, to be honest, there was quite a divide in what people wanted to see. Some people wanted Aguero, some people wanted completely different strikers, but on the whole, I think Batshuayi was the one that people wanted. He's also the cheapest one that I think we've gone for as well, so 40 million, we are going to sign him here. A big signing for us, a nice new striker to replace Gonzalo Higuain, who left in the last episode, and we've still potentially got some other players which we could confirm, but I'm not after another striker, obviously now through Belotti, and I'm still not too sure about this guy, Verdi, not really too sure whether to bring him in and get rid of Hernandez or not. So I think I might bring him in, but only if I can get in this centre-back as well. Now we're trying to sign a new centre-back, replace Chiellini, who's getting a bit old now, a little bit slower in game as well. So Manolas is the player we're looking at. They are interested in Chiellini, but they want 42 million on top of that. Our maximum we could have gone to beforehand was 20 million, but now obviously we've got a little bit more money that we can spend, and I think we will try and up it to 26 million. Hopefully they are a little bit happy with that. He's only got 6 months left on his contract, so I was expecting to get him for a little bit cheaper, but sadly I don't think that's going to be much, that's not probably going to be very likely at all. For those of you who are new to this series, by the way, we're only doing the final 6 months of this career mode. It was explained a few videos back, basically when we started this career mode, that we're only going to be going to the end of the season and then starting a Milan career mode. Here we have the scout report back on Verdi, the player that we're looking at. Finally, we get to know exactly what his stats are like and whether he's worth signing or not. We obviously signed Mertens, who we are going to be playing in centre attacking mid despite him being a left winger. So he's one option. Verdi would be quite a nice option, to be honest. But again, he's a player I think I might sign if we have the money left over. I think that's the only occasion where I'd really try and sign him. Hernandez has left Juventus in real life as well, so that would be helpful on the realism kind of side. Now let's take a look at the team that we're going to put out for this game. Bologna, is it Bologna? I'm not really too sure how to pronounce this one. I've always struggled with that name. I think it's Bologna or something along those lines. It's a tough game anyway, I think, against them. Any sort of quarter-final or later on in the competition, it's going to be a fairly tough match, I would have thought. So we're going to change around the team now, and I'll show you the side I'll put out. Okay, so this is the side I've gone with for this quarter-final match. Now, it's a changed team purely because we've got Napoli in about 4 days' time, I think it was. So we can't really afford to go all out with this side. We've got Buffon starting in goal, Lichtenstein at right back, Regani and Chiellini playing at centre-back, maybe Chiellini's final game for us. We've got Matteo playing at left-back. In front of them, we've got Cubas and Morone, a partnership I've not tried out. I don't think I've tried Morone since I've become the manager. He does have some interesting stats, though, skill-wise. Quadrado on the right-hand side, Pejaka on the left-hand side, Mertens in behind, Michy Batshuayi, our new £40 million striker that we just signed. This is the bench I've gone with. Again, some different options, but ultimately hoping not to be able to use some of our better options there. Hence why Hernandez is on there, because obviously he seems like he could be on the way out here. So he's the sort of player that if we're winning, then we'll use him, basically. Okay, here we go. We need to try and get through and try and win this cup, really. The aim of this career mode, the final 6 months, was to win everything. That's why I joined Juventus, to try and sweep up all the possible trophies I could before moving on to AC Milan on a separate save. So let's hope we can. Verdi's obviously playing this game as well, so I'll be interested to see how he gets on exactly in this match. That might determine whether we do sign him or not in the future. But yeah, certainly will be an interesting game for us, and will tell us a lot about my team, but also Verdi as well, who's playing for the opposition. Cubas going forward here, looking to try and shoot, gets a good block in though, the defender, falls to the goalkeeper. Oh, Verdi turning us inside out here, he's got past our centre-backs, just managed to get the block in there. Verdi's looks really good on the ball, actually. Mertens, gonna look for Pejaka, he's running down this left-hand side. Verdi's obviously got a bit of pace about him, brings him down. Maybe a little bit unnecessary, but we'll certainly take the free kick here. Will that be a booking? Probably. Yep. 25 minutes before half-time. We've got a good free kick opportunity here. Batshuayi, I'm hoping, will provide us with a bit of height and strength and potential heading power in there. We're going to try and set it up a little bit like this. Hopefully get it on his head. Oh, just didn't quite work out. Oh, falls for Quadrado brilliantly. I think it's Verdi there that gave it away. On to Batshuayi. Not much of a look in so far. Still trying to get across in there with Pajaka. Batshuayi, oh, was going to be perfect on his head as well. Hasn't quite happened again for us. And just struggling to get that final opportunity to get a decent shot away at the moment. Half time, 0-0. Yeah, so it does really collapse as we get into the final third at the moment. It's a bit of a shame. Like I said before, Batshuayi's not had much of a look in, to be honest. A bit surprising. And yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing at times. So we need to try and pick things up. It's kind of been the case for a lot of the time where our first halves just seem to go completely. We've not really done much in them. So we need to really try and press them, force them back, and try and create some opportunities. We've not created enough. Batshuayi might here. Oh, it's a good chance. A second shot. Please be a corner. It is. Not a bad shot this time. Pajaka to try and deliver it. Mattio's in there. Hasn't fallen for him. Yes, Liechtensteiner wins it back well. This might be a good chance for us here, actually. Cubas now needs to find that other pass. Pajaka needs to try and get in behind. Can he pull it back? Cubas, go on! Oh, just over. It was a tight angle. Didn't really have much space to take the shot, but he nearly found it. Okay, first two changes. Hernandez and Guerrero to come on. We'll take off Pajaka and Mertens. Hernandez is basically just going to play in behind Batshuayi, who might actually come off at some point for Zaza, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, Guerrero's coming on as well. We're going to play him at left mid. I think that should work. I can see Guerrero getting as a winner here. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Morone, oh, not supposed to go there. Cubas, Hernandez, good bit of build-up play. Batshuayi, oh, we've overdone it a little bit there, but it's a good bit of build-up play just without the finish. Final change, Zaza on, and we're going to take off Morone from midfield. Hernandez will drop back a little bit. 20 minutes left, still looking for a winner. I still got a feeling it might be a Guerrero cross, though, one of his famous crosses, which we've been seeing a lot in this series and in the Dortmund series as well. Zaza wins it back unexpectedly. Still looking to go here. Zaza needs another runner. He's found Cubas on his left foot. Oh, it's not a bad strike, so it was his weaker foot. Needs to try and win it back without calling a foul, ideally. Regani. On to Guerrero. Loads of space to run into. He's got to make that pass. He has done. Need it back here to Guerrero. This is the run we needed. This is why I brought you on. Guerrero! Oh, he scored it 1-0 in the 86th minute. Guerrero gets the finish. I said he was going to be an important player. It's happened. And he finishes it off on his weak foot. 4 minutes to go. We've left it late, but it's worked. The substitute has worked brilliantly. Hit them on the break there. I was starting to doubt myself, to be honest, because Guerrero has not been involved as I expected him to be. I hyped him up, and he didn't really do too much for a lot of the time. But he's got the winner here. That's the main thing. 1-0, and we should be sailing into the next round here. Yes, it's a 1-0 win. Not our most comfortable victory, but it was with a rotated team. We had to rely on the substitutes, and we found ourselves going into the next round here. Happy with that. We'll wait and see who we get in the next round of this tournament. It's going to be Roma, hence why they showed us their result a second ago. Roma won 2-1, and that means we were playing them in the semi-finals. And Napoli beat Inter Milan, Torino beat, not too sure who that is actually there, but they beat them and they're into the semi-finals as well, against Napoli. So, could be an interesting final if we get there. We'll have to wait and see though, but happy with that result. Let's move on to the rest of the transfer window now, and then we'll get on to the game against Napoli. Transfer offer in for Seri, a player that I don't actually know whether he's transfer listed or not. I've got a feeling this is the tall guy, but we've got a bid in for him anyway from Toulouse, and it's much less than what he's worth. I think we might contemplate selling him, although I just need to check whether he's actually listed. I'm glad I checked, because I thought he's not listed. We're going to keep him, we're going to reject the offer completely. He is not listed currently. And we've got Roma accepting the bid in for Manolos, their centre-back. Chiellini could be on the way out here. That means we could have a really, really good centre-back on our hands, 87 rated. So looking forward to hopefully trying to sign him if he accepts the contract, 140 grand a week. He should really accept that 3-year deal, and crucial first-team player. Player sold, and it is Simeone who has gone. We get 1.6 million from that deal, which is quite good actually. Happy with that. A nice little amount that gets added onto our budget. Kingsley Coman has declined the contract. Okay, we can't afford to renew it. Why is that? Okay, so we could afford to renew. I don't know why it's come back and said that. Basically, we offered him a new 3-year deal. I'm offering him a different thing now. I've changed around the budget as well, just to make sure. But yeah, he should hopefully sign up. Not that we need him to, but it's just because I want to make sure that he's fully committed to the team, even though we're only here for 6 months. And yeah, we might sim ahead a little bit on transfer deadline day now. Just looking at our budget and potential signings and that sort of thing. I don't think we'll make any more than that centre-back. Although there is Verdi, who is still a player that I'm interested in potentially signing. Have we got any... In fact, I don't think that deal's probably expired now, isn't it? No, we do still have it. 14 million. I think, what was it, 26 that we needed? I'm pretty sure it was 26 that we needed in order to sign that centre-back. So we're going to prioritise the centre-back, but we'll have this deal on backup, I think, just in case the wages need to be changed or something like that. So hopefully we'll sign Verdi as well, and that'll be 2 signings on transfer deadline day for us, and I think the team will be complete. I mean, it should be complete because we can't make any more signings now. This is our last transfer window going into hopefully trying to win everything, and I don't say I think that other deal's just expired, as I've done that. Typical, but yeah, don't know whether we would have been able to afford it anyway. That would have been interesting. But anyway, got Manolas signing here, Chiellini going the other way, and we need to look into that Verdi deal now because like I said before, I'm not 100% sure I would have actually been able to afford that. Okay, so since we offered him 90 grand a week, we would have been able to afford that actually. So we'll continue on with the deal, get rid of Hernandez, who in game I've not been that impressed with, to be honest. We'll go import a first team player. He will be competing, but it'll be him and sort of Mertens playing that sort of position really. But he just provides us a little bit more pace in behind the striker. So I think it's a nice other option. And we can obviously afford to have loads of different options. We can afford to have a big squad because this is the only transfer window we have left to try and win everything. So we'll sign him up, we'll get Verdi in. I was quite impressed actually with his performance. He was one of the better players against the opposition in that last match. So 2 signings, and I think that will be it for the signings that we make in this transfer window and the rest of this series. So really happy with the squad. We're looking good. We'll quickly take a look at the players I brought in and got rid of as well. Okay, so overall we've spent 157 million. We have got just over 70 million brought in from the players we got rid of. So overall I think a decent transfer window. We had to change around the team a lot because like I said before, this is the only transfer window we have to try and sign loads of players and try and change this team for the better. So very happy with the business that we've done, and hopefully this will be enough to try and win absolutely everything we possibly can. Okay, this is the final hour now. We've got Memphis Depay going to Real Madrid, and also a guy called Sanabria, I think, has gone to Tottenham, 44 million. So some big deals in the last couple of hours. We sadly couldn't get rid of any of the other players we had transfer listed. I say sadly, but it just gives us other options, even if they are rubbish overall. You never know, we might have some sort of injury crisis during the season. And yeah, that's the transfer window complete, so fairly happy with the business that we've done. Now onto the Napoli game to finish off the episode, and potentially going to try out some of our new signings that we've made. Things are very tight at the top here. If we don't win this game, if we lose this game to Napoli, we could fall down quite substantially in the league, maybe to 3rd. So it is a very important game. There's only a point between sort of each place in the top 3 there. So let's crack on with the match. So let's change around the team. It's going to be much stronger than the other side puts out, so there'll be loads of changes. Okay, so this is the side I've gone with for the game against Napoli. A massive match for us. We've got Buffon starting in goal. And then we've got our new signing that we signed, obviously, the giant transfer, and he starts at right back. Another new signing, Manolas starting at centre-back alongside Laporte. And we've got Azpilicueta at left-back. Then we've got Marquisio and Storaro starting at CDM. Guerrero is my left mid. Coman is my right mid with Pjanic in behind Icardi. The reason why we don't have Verdi starting in there is because he's actually tired from the game against us. So that means he doesn't get on the bench either. He's going to be rested for the next game in the next episode when we'll try him out. This is the bench I've gone with. Again, many different options. It's nice to have someone like Bonucci on the bench, 87 rated. He will get a lot of game time still. It's going to be rotated between those 3 centre-backs. We needed a very strong defence in particular. But a lot of players missing out here. Some that I've just rested because they're a little bit tired. And we'll wait and see how they get on in the next episode. But let's focus on the final game of the episode and hopefully get ourselves 3 points against our rivals. Okay, here we go. Tough game against Napoli. Well, I say tough, they've just run into each other to begin the game. But we'll wait and see how things go. I'm expecting a tough match, to be honest. They are 3rd in the league for a reason. Insigne is going to be a very important player for them, I'd imagine, during this game. Need to prevent him getting on the ball and running at us like this. Need to stop that from happening throughout. Oh, God. Not a great start here, giving away a free kick on the edge of the box. Who's going to take it? Milik, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's going to take it. Wasn't actually expecting him to take it, but he's scored it. It's 1-0 inside the first couple of minutes of this game. The number 99 scores it. Very disappointing start to this match. I was expecting Insigne to take it, to be honest, but left-footed opportunity. We couldn't even save it on the line, and it goes past Buffon, losing the game 1-0. And like I said before the game, if we lose this match, we go down to 3rd probably. So yeah, that's not a good start to this game. Allen's running forward, stop him. Oh, brilliant challenge. Still have it though. Callejon on the right-hand side. Oh, he gets past us way too easy there, and could have deflected anywhere. Oh, no, yeah, we'll take that. You've ran into each other again. It's opened up at the back. Pjanic onto Marquisio. What's his pace and finishing like? Oh, yes, we'll take it. It's 1-1, 13 minutes in. That'll do. Our first shot of the game, not even technically on target either, but we'll happily take that. The finish was, I mean, it was planned. It was a pre-planned thing, really. It's gone to the back of the net, and we'll take it, even though it's an own goal. 1-1. Oh, through to Guerrero. He's got that little bit of extra pace that we needed there. Oh, what a challenge that is. Just as I was about to pull the trigger, he's gone down injured. Please don't be injured. No, he's injured. Oh, he's such an important player. He's probably one of my favourite Karema players, to be honest. Asamoah will come on and do a similar sort of thing in that role, but no one can quite do it as good as Guerrero. It's disappointing to see him go injured, get injured even after 20 minutes. Hopefully it's not a long-term one for us. Yes, Coman wins it back. Pjanic onto Icardi, trying to run through. Oh, he's getting completely crowded out. Go on, finish it. Oh, he has done it. It's 2-1. We'll take that. Again, very, very lucky that we've got into the box. Very much unlike us, actually. Usually we get very unlucky in the box. Not this game, though. 2 shots, I think, and 2 goals. So, very happy with this so far. Inside the first 30 minutes, plenty of goals in the match. And it's 2-1 here. I thought we were going to get a penalty there. Initial shot was a good save, but he's not going to stop that one. Trickles into the back of the net. 2-1. Oh, forgot we gave him Dani Alves as part of the deal for our right back. Won back brilliantly by Asamoah. That's exactly what we needed him to do. Can he play that through ball now to Icardi? Icardi to shoot. Oh, he smashed it home. 3-1. Fantastic finish. Exactly what I wanted Asamoah to come on and do. That same sort of role as Guerrero. Be pressing them, be trying to win back the ball and to hit them and make, when they make mistakes, basically capitalise on them. We've done it. Fantastic finish there from Icardi. Exactly what I wanted. Nice little 1-2. And that is 3-1. Looking like a very exciting second half as well, potentially. Azpilicueta. Playing it now to Pjanic. He's going to look across to Storaro onto Kingsley Coman. This is good. This could be forced. Oh, it's Coman. It's 4. Couple of minutes before half-time. Don't know where this has come from. We've managed to finally score some goals. Gone from a 1-0 win in the last match to 4-1. It's not even half-time yet. I was actually very worried about this game. In the first 15 minutes, I thought we were going to lose this match. The way Napoli started was incredible going forward. Defensively, though, they've looked very, very open. And that's meant we've managed to score 4 goals so far. Callahan coming inside and shooting. Oh, Buffon just actually saved that one. Had a feeling it might have been going in for a second, but it's half-time. 4-1 still. Like I said before, I was expecting Napoli to run away with this game when they scored initially. They looked very good. And then suddenly things changed quite a lot. Saying that, in the final couple of minutes, they started to look like how they started the game. So hopefully that doesn't continue. Hopefully we can remain on top. And we'll wait and see what the second half brings. Icardi looking at Pjanic from a 1-2. Pjanic! Oh, it's a good save from Sommer. Not quite where I wanted it, but it had to be saved. Maybe a short one might work. Can we go with a short one? Asamoah. Come on, that's actually a decent delivery. It got a connection and had to be prevented for some reason. Right into the box yet again. Not great defending. Icardi onto Pjanic. Doesn't really want to be going that far wide. Still going to look to bring it inside though. Storaro. Wrong pass, but it finds him anyway. Marquisio! Oh no. It's his left foot. It's his left foot. We'll let him off. Okay, the final 2 changes here. Zaza and Kirikoviak coming on. That means we'll take off Pjanic and Icardi. We've kind of dropped back the midfield a little bit because we've got really no one that can play as a centre attacking mid on there. We've got a lot of CDMs and centre mids there. No one that can really play much further forward. So we've gone with that. Storaro's going to play as a centre mid and then we'll play the other 2 as CDMs. And yeah, Zaza's going to come on, so we'll wait and see how he gets on. 20 minutes to go, kind of just seeing out this game now by rotating the team a little bit. Not going to be able to press, obviously, as much with Zaza, I wouldn't have thought, but we'll wait and see what happens. And we're hitting them on the break again. Storaro not got back to pace. Coman's got more, though. Still going here. Coman cutting inside on his left foot. Oh, no. Hits the post. That's not how I wanted to finish it off. And it should be 5-1 here. Asamoah now. We are hitting on the break. A bit more pace this time round with Asamoah. Looking to maybe go sweaty. Oh, we shouldn't have done that. Should have shot. Zaza. Might be a final chance for us here if he's got enough pace and strength to get through. He has done. Zaza! And he finishes it off. It is 5-1 now. That's more like it. The substitute scores. And he's actually got more pace than I was expecting, Zaza. In game, especially off the bench against tired legs, he does a very good job. A little bit surprising for such a big man. But it's 5-1 now. Very, very happy with this result. Like I said before, we have done what PSG did to Barcelona last night. And we've really just been the better team. Napoli not looked up to much for the majority of the game. They kind of had spells of kind of 10 minutes where they've looked decent. But just not really been able to sustain that. And that is it. We've won the game 5-1. Was not expecting to score 5 goals against Napoli, especially not when this one flies in so early on. So, a very good little turnaround from us. I say a little turnaround, it was a big turnaround really, scoring those 5 goals. Possession-wise, didn't really do too well. Didn't need to. We pressed them, made chances from their mistakes, basically, and we capitalised on them on the majority of the time. So, happy with that. It could have been more, but certainly I was expecting it to be less, so very happy with those 3 points. And it should extend our lead. I think Inter Milan actually won that game, so they're still a point behind us. But we are now 5 points in front of Napoli, so a nice little gap opening up. And yeah, that'll be everything for today's episode. A player injured, 4 weeks with Guerrero, not ideal for us, especially with a lot of fixtures coming up every sort of 4 or 3 or 4 days, I think, actually. So we do have a lot of fixtures this month, and then it kind of lessens a little bit into the next few months, depending on obviously what competitions we're in. Now let's move on to some player drills, going on with the exact same 5 drills. And I will end the episode here. Not much growth, actually. A bit disappointing this week. But thank you all so much for watching today's episode. If you've enjoyed it and want to support me in the channel, then please go ahead and hit that like button. And also don't forget to go ahead and subscribe as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Let's try and hit 40 likes on today's episode. We've been doing it consistently every single episode so far. I think we got 66 on the first one, then like 40, 41 on the first and second, even though I only asked for 35 last time round. So you guys did smash it. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.